Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your reading for December 19th through the 25th. Happy holidays for any of you that are celebrating one. I gotta tell you, you have the card of abundance for your overall energy, which truly does not stink. Oh, that's interesting. So let's see what you're going to, you have to release something in order to bring it in. And so let's see what it is. I think it's going to be the need to control everything, to be honest, based on what the card said. And as soon as these cards come out, I'll be happy to read that to you. They're taking their time. So in the area of feeling abundant, you've been, it feels like you feel like things are disappearing. Well, okay, look. This card of abundance says, please, divine beloved, please allow me to, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I think that's what you have to cut out. Because here in the heart space, you have the scythe. So there's something, the key to the situation is cutting something out. And I think it's cutting out this sense of lack that you have. That somehow, oh gosh, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to work. Maybe I don't deserve it. I've done crap in the back of my life. And so this is a karma, I'm paying for it, or whatever you're telling yourself. That's really just the story you're telling yourself. And the more that you tell yourself that story, the more it becomes your reality. So start telling yourself the story of abundance. Like, sit down, turn the page, say, I'm changing this. I'm writing a new story for myself. I am starting now. I'm not waiting for the new year. Oh no, I'm starting right now. Because this week we get the shortest day of the year, which is followed by the equinox. That's a turning of the seasons, a turning of the page. And then we have a new moon that happens in Capricorn. So it's the first new moon of the energy of the first of this change of season. And it's a Cassimi new moon. It's a super new moon. It's really close to the earth, and it has this extra strength and power that comes with it because it's so close to the sun that is Cassimi. And so the light that is reflected, you can't see, the new moon. It's dark. It's the dark of the moon, right? But here's the thing. When it's traveling so close to the sun, it's solar powered. It's not just solar reflective. It's solar powered. And so Scorpio, this is an opportunity because, especially if you're Scorpio rising, it's your third house of communication. But this is a chance for you to tell yourself the story. I'm cutting out the bad stories I tell myself, and I'm going to start telling myself the story of abundance. I'm going to tell myself the story of abundance. What I deserve. We all deserve the good stuff. So, what are you going to cut out? I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. It may not be the way you thought it was going to be. You guys play the long game. Scorpio and Capricorn, they play the long game. Probably better even, and Taurus gets a lot of credit for the long game, but Taurus makes a plan and then they just keep moving toward it. They aren't willing to make the adjustments that Scorpio will make. They're Scorpio, you guys are playing 3D chess when everybody else is playing checkers. It's not only that you see the long range plan, but you also recognize that other people are making moves that you're going to have to counter move. This is your gift. But in this case, Spirit is saying, hey, how about instead of you having to make the moves, you sit back for a minute and open up your heart space and welcome in the opportunity. Because we want to bring it to you. The overall energy, you have the sun, but hiding behind the sun, hard to miss, was the child of the new beginning, the new opportunity. And I feel like that's really important to note, that this change of seasons, behind it is coming a new opportunity. Because here's your card, sort of. It's Lenormand deck. but it's still a coffin. It's still a transition. It's still the end. What are you supposed to anchor your energy in? To completing a cycle so that the sun can rise on a new opportunity, a very abundant opportunity, one in which you have to be willing to let spirit present opportunities to you, one where you can't see everything that's coming, one where you're willing to be surprised, one where you're willing to let other things come to you instead of you having to manipulate and control and bring everything to you. Manipulation, I don't mean that in a bad way, but when you're playing a game of chess, you're manipulating the pieces across the board, right? You're putting things together. You're pulling it all together. Anytime you take something and you move it from one thing to the other, that's manipulation, right? It's not inherent. It's not inherently bad. So, big transformative energy. When the key to the situation is, are you willing to complete the cycle? Where are you supposed to anchor your energy in? To the transformation, so that the sun can rise on a new day, a new season in your life, one that is abundant. There's been a lot of confusion. We have the clouds hanging out up here in the area of trying to get the information. And Spirit says, can you get comfortable with not knowing everything and allowing things to flow to you? And it's creating a lot of anxiety. In the house of the mice, we have the mice, which means that you are looking at every possible scenario, because again, you play 3D chess. You're looking at all the scenarios and it makes you uncomfortable. You're like, wait, I can see where this could go wrong and this could go wrong and that could go wrong. It makes it really hard to make a choice, to make a decision when you're afraid of making the wrong decision, because you can see so far down the path. You can see how this could play out in so many different ways. And what Spirit wants you to do is to pull your energy into your heart space and say, this is how I want to feel when I go down the path. And so I'm going to trust that you are going to light up the path that lets me feel this way. Out of the dark into the light. Out of the dark into the light. You have the card of the paths, the ways, the choice, the divergent paths here in the way of the heart. And yeah, you can use your intuition. Or you can follow the flashing neon sign, the big bright ball of light up here. That means following your joy, following your happiness, moving in that direction, whatever that is. And just for a short time, give yourself an opportunity. When I say a short time, I'm looking for timing cards here. How about we do this? How about we do this like I'm a Scorpio? How about we do this? You have a full moon that happens in Scorpio on May 5th. How about between now and then, you commit, because you have the card of commitment in the area of resources, you commit to making choices and decisions based on what brings you joy and happiness. 6 months. Not even. Right? Not even 6 months. Give yourself the gift of seeing, like doing a little experiment with your life to see how it works. Because the obstacle here is trying to have all your ducks in a row and playing the long game. It's the stork. It's the long-awaited change. And so that's kind of an obstacle. When they're just asking you to follow what brings joy and what brings happiness into you in order to feel abundant. You have some kind of an opportunity coming in. It's coming in. It's the letter. This is the action to take, though. So it could go either way. This could be receiving news and information, or you giving out news and information. Well, that would be a change, right? Scorpio is like, do I want to share with anybody what I'm thinking? I'm not sure I want to do that. It's unnecessary, is it? If it's absolutely necessary, okay. But since how do you transform the situation is communication about what your hopes, your goals, and your dreams are, I think that maybe this is you needing to reach out to someone and tell them, share with them, here are my hopes, my goals, my dreams. This is what I really want. This is what I'm really hoping for because I want to transform my life into something that feels joyful, that brings in this new beginning, this new opportunity. Because I deserve the abundance of the universe. And so I stake my claim on it. And I do this not because I am going to figure out every minute step I need to take along the way, but instead, I'm going to stay focused on what it is, and I'm going to follow the light of what brings joy and brings happiness. And I'll be like, oh, that's the next step. Oh, there's the next step. There's a lot of trust involved in this. It's a really interesting week, a huge week. We have a new moon coming up, and I think it's an opportunity for you to really plant your seed of intention of what it is that you want, that you truly want to do. But we start off with that moon in your sign, Scorpio. Monday and Tuesday, the moon is in your sign. We have Jupiter shifting into Aries on Tuesday morning, and so there's a real energetic shift, and that could be why you're feeling this energetic shift happening. Because while the moon was in Pisces, it was trining your sign, but now it's a little uncomfortable. And when it gets into that quincunx, it's like, oh, that's uncomfortable. How do I expand now? But that is this energy of the small child, and the sun's shining on it, right? Really, it is. So you can expand your world by being willing to be a little uncomfortable. All right, so while the moon is in your sign, you have two cards. And one says 36, blend into the environment. Well, 3 plus 6 is 10. That's a 1. That's a wheel of fortune. That's the turning of the wheel. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. It's very Scorpio. The other card says you can change with ease. Change direction with ease. This is a time for change, shape-shifting on your soul's evolution. It is time to reconsider what you are wanting, and you may be in for a surprise. You are fully capable of adapting to the situation. Whatever it is that makes your heart sing, that makes your soul shine, whatever it is, you have the skills. And you can adapt and you can shift into it and you can create it. You don't have to worry about, can I make this shift? Can I make this change? You will be fine. Just being willing to go there. That feels like the challenge. This is a time for change. Let me say that again. Shape shifting on your soul's evolution. It's time for a change. End of a cycle. The beginning of a new one. Change directions. Everything you need, it's not even like the universe has to provide it for you. You already have it. You've been going through this big, major transformation with that South Node in your sign, and now you're moving into the payoff phase. The part where you're like, yeah, no, really done with that. Really want to go in this direction. I really want to walk toward the light in my soul, the thing that makes me happy. So that moon moving into Sagittarius on Wednesday, which is also the shortest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere. The sun literally, in some places of the world, disappears for 3 days. It is the resurrection. It is the sun coming up on a new day. And when is that? After that new moon. The 24th to 25th. You have spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. There is someone in your life that there's such a deep soul connection to. I am not seeing in the cards here exactly what all that is, except that I see here this commitment here. And so So maybe you're changing jobs. And it's like, you just don't feel comfortable where you are anymore. But when you change jobs because it's something that you want to do instead of something that you're doing for the money, because you'll have the skills, you will advance, it's fine. You meet somebody there. Doesn't need to be your intimate partner. It's a soul connection. And that'll take you someplace else. Another advancement, another opportunity, some kind of soul growth. It's something important. So this feels like there's like a divine timing thing. There's a connection where you can really connect with someone. It could be that you are currently in a relationship. That if you shift directions, you can change the dynamics in it and create a deeper connection. Somebody from another timeline or lifetime is in your life right now for a reason. This doesn't say if it's good or bad. Good or bad. It's all good. It's all growth. It's all opportunity. I mean, you probably know. You're like, I feel like you're like, yeah, no, I really feel really connected to this person. I don't know why. That is some crazy energy I'm picking up right now. It's almost like I don't understand what this connection is. I don't understand this connection. So maybe it's time to reach out and communicate a little bit more with this person. Maybe you've known them from beyond the stars. Like, I don't know why I feel so connected to you, but I do. Oh my God. Look, you have success and peace that comes out with that moon in Capricorn. That new moon in Capricorn, that new opportunity that's being brought to you can bring in success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love and peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. It doesn't feel like it's about money. This feels like peace in the heart space. This feels like a love for yourself and also a very significant relationship that's been waiting to develop on another level. So let's get you a card for that new moon, particularly on the 18th, Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. I am going to do a collective reading. I'm going to pull cards for that solstice energy. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So I'm doing the new moon card here. And then I'm on Facebook every day if you want to check in for that. You have Alice in Wonderland for the new moon. I want you to look at this. How much those look like that. Particularly these two right here. This little girl, this new opportunity, she's looking right at you. But here, it's looking into the sun, into the solar shift, into the seasonal shift, into the new way of being. It's a number 2, which is the number of a soulmate. Something or someone is calling you. Information coming in. How do you transform the situation? Communication. You're about to discover a brand new land in which you will have to acclimatize to. Become acclimatized to. There we go. Acclimatized to. You won't get all the rules at once. You're going to have to be willing to not have all of the answers. You're going to have to trust the situation and just move forward based on what feels like joy and happiness to you. Wow. Some things will appear most peculiar to your eyes, even lacking in sense. And you will also feel disoriented at times. But don't let that stop you. Be open, be curious. Crave to uncover wonders and remember that the journey you're embarking on is really worth the while. It is really one that you won't forget. Scorpio, this sounds so interesting and exciting and such an opportunity to finally have that sense of abundance in the heart that comes from feeling at peace and feeling self-love and loved. It's both. This isn't about money. This is about your soul journey. Money can come from it, definitely. But this isn't what they're talking about. They're talking about you being willing to transform your life, to give yourself the opportunity to not know everything and go on that journey. The one that really has the opportunity to bring in love and peace for you. Wow. Heck of a reading. All right, Scorpio. You guys take really good care of yourself. Hope to see you soon. Don't be afraid. Be excited. That's what I think you should feel. All right, you take care. I'll talk to you soon.